When the tempter's voice like thunder calls, and whispers fill my empty halls, still truth resounds a steady flame.
Whispers in the Empty Halls. Always Be. Devotional Series. Episode 8. When the tempter's voice, like thunder calls, and whispers fill my empty halls. Spiritual opposition is not subtle about its range. It comes loud, and it comes quiet. It announces itself with thunder, and it creeps in with a whisper. It fills the room, and it finds the empty ones. And the reason it works in both registers, the reason it has never needed to settle on just one approach, is because different moments in our lives create different vulnerabilities. The loud assault works when we are strong enough to be challenged directly. The quiet one works when we are depleted enough that a whisper is all it takes. Both of those moments are real, and this lyric names both of them in the same breath, which is worth paying attention to. When the tempter's voice, like thunder, calls. Thunder does not ask permission. It does not ease you in gently. It arrives with full force and full volume and the intention of being impossible to ignore. And there are seasons of spiritual opposition that feel exactly like that. Seasons where the assault on your faith is loud, direct, and impossible to pretend isn't happening. Where the temptation is not subtle or quiet, but right in front of you, demanding a response, filling up the room. These are the moments that call for the full armor of God, the shield of faith, the sword of the Spirit, the deliberate, active, sometimes exhausting work of standing firm against something that is pushing back with considerable force. Paul knew this territory. He wrote to the Ephesians from prison, not from a comfortable distance, when he told them to put on the full armor of God, so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Ephesians 6:11. The schemes. The deliberate, strategic, full-force opposition of an enemy who knows which battles to pick and how to press when pressing is most likely to work. This is not background noise. This is direct engagement. And the instruction is not to retreat, but to stand, fully equipped, fully covered, fully held by the one whose armor it actually is. But then the lyric shifts, and the shift matters. And whispers fill my empty halls. This is a different kind of battle entirely, where the thunder is loud and direct and demands an immediate response. The whisper is patient. It does not need to win all at once. It is content to move quietly through the interior life, filling the spaces that have been left unguarded, saying its small things in the rooms where no one else can hear. And the thing about a whisper is that it does not announce itself as opposition. It arrives sounding like your own thoughts, your own voice, your own honest assessment of the situation. You are not enough. This is not working. You are too far gone. Nobody actually sees you. This is all there is. These are whispers. They do not thunder. They do not demand a direct confrontation. They simply fill the empty halls, slowly, persistently, in the unguarded moments. And empty halls are exactly where they find their entry point. That word, empty, is doing important work here. Emptiness is the condition the whisper is waiting for. Depletion. Loneliness. The undefended interior of a life that has been too busy or too tired or too worn to keep the halls occupied with truth. When the halls are full of scripture, full of community, full of worship and honest prayer and the active presence of God, the whisper struggles to get a foothold. But when life has hollowed something out, when the reserves are low, when we have gone quiet in the ways that matter most, the halls go empty, and the whispers find them. Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. 1 Peter 5:8. Prowling, patient, looking for the moment, the opening, the empty hall. This is not reckless opposition. It is strategic. And it is most effective not in the dramatic seasons, but in the ordinary, depleted, no one is watching ones.
There is something important to understand about how both of these work, the thunder and the whisper, and it changes the way we respond to each of them. Neither of them has any actual power over what God has already secured. The thunder sounds enormous. The whisper sounds convincing. But both of them are operating in territory that does not belong to them. We have already established, in the chorus, in every verse before this, that nothing can separate us from the love of God. Not powers, not height, not depth, not anything in all creation. That includes every form of spiritual opposition, loud or quiet, direct or subtle, thundering or whispering. The enemy is not mounting an assault on an uncertain outcome. He is making noise in a battle that has already been decided. The thunder is loud, but it is ultimately empty, because the victory that holds us was won on a cross that he could not stop, and a resurrection that he could not prevent. And the whisper, however convincing it sounds in the empty halls, is a lie spoken into a life that has already been claimed and sealed and secured by the one whose claim is final. This does not mean we are passive. We stand. We resist. We fill the halls. We bring truth into the places the whisper has been moving through. We do the active, intentional work of keeping our interior life occupied with what is actually real. But we do all of that from a position of security, not of fear. We are not fighting to survive. We are standing in a victory already won. So when the thunder comes, stand, fully equipped, fully covered, eyes open. And when the whisper comes, fill the halls with truth, with scripture, with the declarations we have been making through every episode of this series, with the voice that is louder than any whisper, because it is the voice of the one who made you and claimed you and will not be talked out of loving you. The halls do not have to stay empty, and the enemy does not get the last word in them. That word belongs to someone else, and he has already spoken it over you.
Across the crown, the mercy throne, from death to life, from lost to grace.